Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bolts Breakdown podcast. This show is intentionally designed for Bolts Nation. So if you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, you've come to the right spot because we're two Tampa Bay Lightning fans. My name's Boomer.
My name is Tommy.
And today we're talking all about Tampa Bay Lightning defensemen.
Yes.
Everybody from the captain, Victor Hedman, to the eraser, JJ Moser.
Yep.
To the most hated defenseman for no good reason, one of my personal favorites, Emil Lilleberg. We're going to talk about them all. We're going to play a game about JJ Moser. We're going to draw from the ThunderBucket.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. But before we get to any of that, we're going to talk about the most exciting news that we have today.
Yeah.
Which is the NHL season begins in 70 days.
Wow.
From the release of this podcast.
You're not counting though, right?
No. Who's counting? 70 days, 10 weeks. I don't know how many hours that is, but count down the days. It's getting closer.
October
Before we know
1st, right? Isn't it October 1st? Is opening?
Yep, great point. I should tell people when it is. October 1st, we play in New York.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
New York Rangers.
Oh,
The two Russian goaltenders going head to head.
Hey, that'll be exciting.
Andrei Vasilevsky, Igor Shesterkin.
Yeah.
But I cannot wait for the season to start.
I know you can't.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And before we know it, the preseason and like the rookie camps will be coming back. So it's really right around the corner. It just feels like it's forever away still.
It does. Yeah. I've been thinking about, like I mentioned last podcast, been thinking about, oh my gosh, when's the season starting? Like, when can I flip on, the both on TV? And I also asked Sarah, I was like, are we getting the streaming thing? Like they did the streaming thing last year, you can get it and it's pretty accessible. She's like, obviously, like, of course. I'm like, obviously we're getting it. So definitely going to get that. I got to figure out if we're going to go to any games this year. And it's just an exciting time. I'm like, yes, Tampa Bay Lightning hockey is going to be back.
I can't wait. And it can't come soon enough. It's probably the curse of like being first round exit, like early playoff exit. But man, it just feels like it's been forever since we've seen Brandon Hagel goal celebration.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that way too. But you talk about defensive pairs, and for those who aren't watching, they're kind of missing out on a pretty good pair today. We accidentally half our outfit is accidentally a pair, and the other half is a little bit more intentional. And so we'll be drawing from these bad boys at the end of the episode. That'll be exciting. But
we both showed up for today's show in gray polos, and so talking about defenseman pairs, we're like, let's both put on the blue Hagel's Bagel bucket hat.
Yeah, so absolutely.
As we're talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning defensemen and the pairs, we're a pair, just Tampa Bay Lightning fans.
Yeah, a little different, but
it's something different to do. But Tommy, let's talk about defensemen.
Okay,
so
let's do it.
Let me start with the first question. Who is the best defenseman on the team, in your opinion, for this next season?
Ooh, okay.
Just this season, putting aside like all the history from Hedmans and the Carlsons, like, is it JJ Moser? He was great last year, but he had Radish, right? Like, is it Eric Chernak? Is it Ryan McDonough? Who's the best defenseman on the team?
Who's going to be the best? Is that kind of what you're asking in a way?
Yeah, but that's more predictive on their play. I'm just saying, like,
who is the best
expectation for this season?
Yeah. Who is the best one? The expectation.
Because I'd say coming into last year, Hedman was probably our best defenseman, right? But he wasn't the best defenseman last year.
That's true.
So, but it doesn't change the fact that going into this time last year, Hedman was number one. So who's number one for this upcoming season, in your opinion?
Yeah. So I think when I'm thinking through our defensemen, we just have such a variety, right? Like, some of our defensemen are these old vets, right, who've been there forever, who have established themselves, who have an absolute personality that you can follow and track, and really a track record, right, of success. And the other half of our defenseman core feels like newbies, frankly, right? And you can really only put out, 6 defensemen, maybe 7 defensemen on any given night, which is not that many. And so I just feel like our core is really, really 50-50 split between those two things. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that our best defenseman going into this year is JJ Moser. Okay.
Shocker.
So JJ Moser was unbelievable last year from a defensive standpoint, right? He didn't produce like crazy like Darren Radish did. He didn't do anything that was crazy outstanding, but I think some of the best defensemen, I remember watching the Stanley Cup final, and Jacob Slavin kept getting talked about, right?
He was phenomenal.
He was phenomenal. But the thing was, he gets talked about every once in a while, but not that often. And then guess what? He's in the Olympics, right? He plays for USA. and they win the gold medal, right? He plays for Carolina, shut down defensemen. They win the Stanley Cup final.
Right.
Like, he does something that almost nobody else has ever done, right? Winning the gold medal and the Stanley Cup final in the same year. And so he is absolutely incredible defenseman. But frankly, if you look at him, he's a defensive defenseman, right? He's shutting people down. They were showing, funny enough, highlights of just him slapping his stick away. You know, like the puck was just nowhere near him ever,
right?
Because he was just getting rid of it and he was eliminating players. I think JJ Moser, I don't know if he's Jacob Slavin, but I think JJ Moser is going to be that defensive defenseman that we need to kind of establish that D core. And so with the Hedmans, McDonoughs, the John Carlsons being in there, those are the seasoned vets. I think you got somebody like JJ Moser who's really going to fill in and be this standout defenseman. I think without Radish, I think he's actually going to show to be even more impressive of a defenseman because he's not going to have somebody like that who's just scoring goals next to him.
Right.
So that's kind of my prediction of who's going to be the best.
So it's funny. I agree. I think JJ Moser was our best defenseman last year for sure, and I do think he is our number one defenseman this year. Mm-hmm. But I look back, so the first year we had him, the 24-25 season, Radish wasn't who Radish was last year.
Yeah.
And he was playing some with Hedman. He played, well, let me back up even further. Remember his injury? He got injured.
Man, I don't even
pushing
know.
It back far away. But anyways, he looked great at the start of the first season, 24-25. He got injured, and when he came back, he didn't look as good, but he was still good. But I remember thinking all the way, so 24-25, 2 years ago at the start, I was like, this guy is a stud. Like, that was when I started to be like, Julian Breesbaugh fleeced Utah, getting Connor Geekie and this guy who's playing better than Miguel Sergachev, and we got picked. So I was like really high. And then JJ Moser got injured. He missed quite some time, and he came back, and he wasn't all that. And so I was like, maybe I was too high on him. This past season, he comes in, and obviously he's amazing, right? He's plus 41 on the season. He's like among the NHL leaders as a defensive defenseman. And you start asking like, well, was it just because he was playing with Radish? Like, that's kind of the battle and the thought process I'm working through. But I just, looking at the numbers and looking at the eye test, I'm not sure it matters who JJ Moser is playing with. I'd use John Cooper's quote a lot. Like, John Cooper called him an eraser. That's what he said. He just erases trouble. And whether he's the defenseman on a 2-on-1 and he makes the right play to allow Vasi to make the shot. Like, right? That's not something the defenseman's going to get credit for, but it's the little things like that where he's eliminating the trouble that we're in, and we don't necessarily recognize it. And so all the way back to the point of this, I just think JJ Moser in and of himself plays that simple defensive game like Jacob Slavin, that you can put him with anyone, which to me makes him our best defenseman. But I am worried slightly that if the offense isn't taken care of by somebody like Radish, will Moser try to be that offensive defenseman, get a little distracted, and take away from his biggest strength.
Yeah. And I think that fear has shown up in other guys like Charle-Edouard do. Yes. I think we've seen instances of one of his biggest issues, Charle-Edouard, was stepping up too much on the play, right? You can consistently see how when he was playing on the blue line and he would kind of step up, maybe do a mini pinch, or even just step up to take a shot or to get into a shooting lane, that he was kind of taking too much ice away. Right. And all of a sudden, guys were getting in behind him. It was a pattern, right? You could see it. I don't particularly remember Moser falling into that pattern. I do remember.
Well, not last year because he had Radish, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of my point, is if Radish isn't there, is Moser going to fall into that same trap?
I don't know. I just don't know how offensively minded he is, or offensively, not adept, but I guess I mean how anxious he is about getting up on offense, right? Because I think that if you really focus on your craft, as we've seen with players over time, that you at this level need to niche. Like, you need to find your pocket, you need to find your niche. There's not really that much space for all around players, quote unquote. Sure. There's players who are really, really, really good at what they do, right? Look at Nikita Kucherov. Yes, he is a great player, but he's not a defensive forward.
I don't know that we can take Nikita Kucherov slander, Tommy.
I'm just saying he's just not there. But you know why he's so great? Because he's so great at what he does. And I think Vasilevsky is so great at what he does because he's so focused on what he does. I don't think Andre Vasilevsky is needs to play any other position, right? Obviously, this is more hyperbole.
He's kind of an enforcer, though.
Okay.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, the all-around players, like the Sidney Crosbys, are Sidney Crosby because it's so rare, right? Like, players that can play all facets of the game, like, don't come around that often. So, you're right. I mean, no Nikita Kucherov slander. He's great. But I do see your point. Like, he is an offensive specialist who has elite vision. He's not necessarily known as the Anthony Cirelli defensive-minded player, right?
Yeah,
so I get what you're saying, and you're right. So the question just is JJ Moser, like, is that side of him going to come out, or is he just going to remain the defensive defenseman that we know and love that was with Radish?
I think it really depends on what is his personal and what are his coaches, mentors, whatever, calling him to be, right? Are they like, hey, we need you in this defensive spot, or are they kind of priming him to take over maybe some more offense and to be a little bit more up on the plays? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing behind the scenes. All we can see is what's happening up front. What's happened up front in the past year was his defensive play specifically. Obviously, he's a defenseman, but his defensive play specifically was what stood out, and that's what I think is going to make him the number one defenseman. Is he going to score the most goals out of all the defensemen? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be the number one.
Sure. Who is going to score the most goals, in your opinion?
Yeah, see, I've been thinking about this one because we look at our team, and obviously we don't have Radish anymore.
Nope.
Hedman's going to come back. Are they going to put Hedman on the power play? I don't know. Are they going to put Karlsson on the power play? Yes, they're going to put Karlsson on the power play, right? We're not really questioning that. And so my head flip-flops between Karlsson and, oh my gosh, I just feel like there's like three guys that it could be because our defenseman's sort of spread out right now. But I really think it could be Karlsson, maybe it has to. Or maybe Hedman comes back and starts to reestablish himself, right? That's kind of the thought process that I'm going through right now. So I'm not really sure. It's kind of a wild card year as far as offensive defensemen go. Like, we don't know where Hedman's at. Karlsson's coming. He's new to the squad. You know, Dastu played well, but is he really going to score that many goals? Moser's very established. Who knows? It's kind of a toss-up.
It is a toss-up. So I always point back to Power Lunch. If you don't listen to it, it's a great show. Dave Mishkin, Greg Linelli. Dave Mishkin was talking about it on this most recent episode, and he's like, John Karlsson is going to be the power play quarterback. And he feels really sure about that. I tend to agree, and I think you probably do too. Like, Hedman's awesome, and he's our leader, he's our captain, but I just don't see us going back to that left-handed shot up top after having Radish at the point last year. But my answer to the question is caveated by Karlsson actually playing on the power play. If Karlsson isn't on the power play, then my answer changes.
Okay.
I do think Karlsson will be the leading scoring defenseman just by nature of being on the power play. But if Chucky or Hedman takes over that power play spot, then I could see one of them taking it. I don't know. It's a hard question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one more, Tommy. Does the age of our defense core worry you at all? Because we have, I mean, you'll see a lot of arguments out there, but Hedman, McDonough, and Karlsson are all old. They're all 35-ish, right? People like to throw Chernak in there, and we know Chernak is not that old. He's 28, 29 years old. But people still lump him as the old guy.
Yeah.
With the age of our defense core, is it worrying that we're going to get caught flat-footed or people will get behind us? Or are you just like, the younger guys will take care of it, I'm not too worried about it?
I'm not really worried about it, but I don't think I'm worried about it because of who we have behind the bench, John Cooper. Like, I would be a little worried about it if I was like, you know, we've mismanaged things, you know, we don't really know how to put the right players on the ice. If we've had a history of that, we don't really have that. We don't have a consistent history of messing it up as far as structure goes and players go. So I would say I'm not that concerned. I think we're going to be fine. It's really a non-point for me. I think John Cooper's going to take care of it. We start struggling, guess what he's going to do? Mix it up, because he always does. And whenever he does, either number one, the old lines realize, oh shoot, we need to step up, or the new lines seem to work so well that he just switches it permanently. Like, one of those two things is going to happen if there are any, you know, frustrations or mistakes or problems. But no, I don't really have a concern because John Cooper is going to take care of it, in my opinion. And the thing is, this year we could have had all these conversations, and yet this past season we had so many injuries it didn't matter.
Right.
So we just had to figure it out along the way. So if the short answer to your question is no, I'm not concerned. John Cooper's going to take care of it.
John Cooper is the Jack Adams winner, so that does make sense. Yeah. I like the answer, obviously, because just having faith in your team is always the right answer, in my opinion. Though? No, I'm not concerned. I hear the argument. Like, the game is getting faster, and at the same point, we got rid of Nick Paul and brought in Ilya Mikheyev, and one of the big reasons is speed, right? Mikheyev's one of the fastest skaters in the league. Nick Paul is not fast. So if we're going to upgrade speed, maybe it's like Julian Brisebois saying, hey, we know our defense is a little slow. I don't know. It's a thought in my head, but I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it plays out. And like you said, if we are getting flat-footed, like, we're going to change it up, and we've got plenty of defenders that we could plug and play. I just don't see us sitting any of those three. We're not going to sit Hedman, Karlsson, or McDonough. But if each of them are in the lineup, that leaves 3 other players to play with them.
Yeah.
Which leads me to what I want to talk about next. How do you see these pairs shaking up? In my head, you keep JJ Moser as the number 1 left-handed defenseman. You put John Karlsson with them. So that's your first pairing.
I agree.
Then you have 100%. McDonough and Chernak. I don't see that changing. I don't think it should change. And then that leaves 2 more spots, and one of them has to be Hedman. That means Charle-Edouard or Chucky, Max Crozier, Emil Lilleberg are all fighting for 1 spot.
Yeah, that's how.
And the only right-handed defenseman of those 3 is Max Crozier. So is Max Crozier just going to slot in because he's right-handed to play with Hedman, and then Chucky and Lilleberg are in the press box each night? I get injuries happen, and I get it'll change, and we'll give people breaks, but I'm talking the starting, these are our best 6.
Well, what do you think? Who do you think? So let's just say that your situation is correct. In my opinion, that first pair is right. Karlsson, Moser, makes sense. Number 2, McDonough, Chernak, makes sense, right? We're going to stick with it, unless something changes. Now, I could see a little change happening with that one, depending on those other 3 guys we talked about, but we'll get
really, you're gonna split it up.
I could see that happening. But if Hedman is in that last pairing, who out of those 3 guys do you think actually gets that starting role?
Well, those 3 guys are, it's difficult. It's really difficult.
It's tough. That's why I'm asking the question.
I think Max Crozier is the 8th defenseman. That's who I trust the least.
Okay.
Him and Chucky. They're 7 and 8.
Okay.
But Emil Lilleberg hasn't necessarily played well with Hedman in the past. They've tried that pairing. And I don't know why. It just doesn't typically work. So I'm like, I can't put them together. But if I put Crozier and then Emil Lilleberg's out, and I don't want Emil Lilleberg out because he brings the physicality that we need. And I think he's a really great defenseman. He committed too many penalties at the start of last year. I'll admit that. But as the season went on, he was probably our most improved player overall, start to finish. So
he stood out in the playoffs. So he did stand out. So.
Right? But then again, so did Max Crozier, who laid that huge hit on Safkovsky, right? Yeah. So it's I think there's a legitimate logjam at defense.
Yeah, but you're John Cooper. It's night 1. You have to choose 6 defensemen to go out there because you have a stacked forward.
Night 1, right? If I'm John Cooper, these are the 6, and I don't know. So these are the 6. JJ Moser, Emil Lilleberg, Ryan McDonough, Eric Chernak, Victor Hedman, John Karlsson.
Okay.
I could see Emil Lilleberg getting time with JJ Moser. That's kind of my boldest take of the offseason. I think Emil Lilleberg is going to have the kind of blow up that Darren Radish had. Not necessarily offensively.
Hot take, Boomer.
Very hot take. I don't think it's offensively. I don't think Lilleberg's going to be shooting from on the power play. I don't see that happening. But I do see Emil Lilleberg being recognized as an amazing defender next year.
Okay.
So do you put that with JJ Moser? I don't know. I just could see that becoming a more shutdown pair. Yeah. And if that does become a shutdown pair, maybe it frees up the McDonough-Chernak to split up. I don't know. But those are the 6, which would leave Charle-Edouard to and Max Crozier as 7 and 8.
I could see that definitely happening.
What about you? What's your 6?
I think I'm at the same 6, but I think it's a little different for me. Based on what we talked about just with rights, lefts, and who's playing with what and what's doing what, I think I could see Karlsson actually playing with Lilleberg.
Okay.
And then I could see Hedman playing with Moser. actually.
Really?
And
so two lefties, but Moser's played on his offside before.
Moser has been on his left side, so has Lilleberg a little bit. But I think Moser, because he's a little bit better of a defensive defenseman, if Hedman really wants to get back into play, right? I don't know if he's going to change his game up or not, but if he's going to continue with his historic Hedman, play where he does like shooting the puck, where he does actually get it on goal, like all the kind of things, like
connects his passes.
He's playing well, right? I could see that happening, that Moser plays on his offside, Hedman plays on his, on the correct side for him, and everything is sweet, right? McDonough, Chernak stays together. Carlson goes with Lilleberg, because those
as
two
a
guys,
bottom pairing. That you're making a lot of sense.
I don't know if that's like what I would do every single night. I think night one, that's what I'm doing though, and I'm seeing what happens within the midst of all of that, because Carlson's sort of newer to the squad, but Lilleberg is, with all the rest of those guys, relatively new to the rest of those guys, right? To those other four. So they're pretty
you're right.
So that's what I would say.
I'm going to do my best to remember this conversation.
Okay.
Bookmark it. We'll come back to it in 70 days.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Because it is interesting. And regardless, it sounds like you and I are synced up with the thought that JJ Moser is crucial.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of the linchpin that it's all hinging on.
I think so. Yeah, because here's the thing. I think we're establishing ourselves as we're already established. I don't know how to exactly say that, but
there's people who need to grow, but there's uncertainty in that, and we already have most of it
exactly. I think what we're doing is sort of a rebuild inside of a team that's already good. And so it's kind of hard to say, to like describe that, but like we're evolving would be the best way to describe it, right? I don't think this Lightning team with JBB, with the plans that we've had, are going to just succumb to being last in the league and then working on a quote unquote rebuild.
No.
I think what we're going to do is continue to be good. While we're doing that, we're going to build up new, better leaders inside of our like development. And we're going to end up with a JJ Moser, who is like our top defenseman. People are like, where did he come from? Little do they know he's been on the team for 5 years developing.
Right.
And we don't have to rebuild because we've already been doing it while we've been on the team.
Right. It's a good thought.
Yeah.
On that thought, Tommy, let's go ahead. We're going to play another offseason game.
Yeah.
This game is all about JJ Moser.
Absolutely. So, I feel like he's become sort of the middle of this episode, and so
it is a little bit of a JJ Moser episode.
Yeah, I think so too.
We love JJ Moser. He's one of my favorite players. But this is going to be 15 questions about JJ Moser.
Okay.
Just trivia style.
Yeah.
Everyone listening, watching can play along. Keep track of your points and see if you can beat Tommy. I'll be delivering the questions. If you were watching last week's episode and you listened to it and you didn't watch it, I got to make a confession and apology. I said Tommy had 9 points. He actually had 10 points. We miscounted in the editing process. I figured that one out. But
double digits, man. Double digits.
On YouTube, I was able to put no, he has 10 points, but there's no way to do that on the audio.
Hey, so that's fair.
You got 50% of the questions right last week, which is what you were going for. If you haven't listened to that episode, it's the single game record episode. Mm-hmm. So we talk about so many records, so many crazy games in Lightning history. There's
Love that.
Been 2,835 games, right? So a lot of craziness has happened over that. And that's what we talked about. It was a game. It was fun. Great episode. Go back and watch it if you haven't watched already.
Yeah.
But you ready for JJ Moser?
I'm ready. Let's do 15 questions for JJ Moser. Let's do it.
Question number 1. Where was JJ Moser born? The options are Biel, Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland, or Bern, Switzerland.
So that's tough because
you thought I was going to give you just Switzerland.
Obviously, I know he's from Switzerland, but as far as where specifically he was born in Switzerland, Geneva and Bern, I know of. They're a little bit more well known. Biel is not as well known, but I do think there are famous people from Biel. So I'm just going to go ahead and say Bern, actually, is my choice.
Bern. You led me to Biel. You say Bern. The answer is Biel. There is a famous person.
Dang it.
His name is JJ Moser. All right. Question number 2. You got no points, Tommy.
No points. I really should have just gone with, where I was leading you. That was kind of funny.
Which team drafted JJ Moser in 2021? The options are the Arizona Coyotes, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the New York Rangers.
Okay. So this, I think I'm pretty confident in because I know, who we traded for. We traded for Mikhail Sergachev, who went to Utah, and Utah used to be Arizona. So I am going to go with Arizona Coyotes. Locked in final answer.
Unfortunately, it was a trick. Just kidding. It is Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
They moved to Utah. Yeah, it's Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
So
good.
all right, Tommy, 1 point. Let's move to question 3.
Sounds
what
good.
round of the 2021 draft was JJ Moser selected in?
These are always tough because JJ Moser, he gets traded. I just feel like guys who get traded and they're relatively young, first rounder feels pretty rare. Like, I feel like they keep those guys, even if they don't perform well, they kind of got to hold on to them. But I don't necessarily feel like third round. Like, I feel like he's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and say second round.
All right. Second round, bravo.
All right.
He was drafted in the second round by the Arizona Coyotes, 2021.
Wow, very good.
2 points.
2 points. It makes me feel better when I explain it, when I get it right, because it seems like I'm actually thinking of it, but I'm really just guessing.
It's good. Keep explaining your answers.
Okay, cool.
All right, next question. How many seasons has JJ Moser played in the NHL? Not just with the Lightning. He played with the Coyotes as well. So how many total seasons has he played in the NHL?
So if he was drafted in 2021, right, then
How quickly did he make his debut? That's basically what you got to figure out.
Question. I don't think it was super quick, but it had to be a couple seasons. He's played with us for 2 seasons now. So I'm going to go ahead and say just 4.
4 is your answer. The options were 4, 5, or 6 seasons, and the answer is 5 seasons. So he made his debut pretty quickly.
Wow, he did, apparently.
And he played 3 seasons in Arizona. So.
Okay. Wow, good to know.
Next question. How many goals has JJ Moser scored with the Bolts? So excluding his time in Arizona, the options are 9 goals, 15 goals, or 21 goals. Again, we've already said 2 seasons with the Bolts.
Yep,
So
2 seasons with the Bolts. 9 goals, 15 goals, or 21 goals. I mean, 21 goals is, about 10 a year or so. It's pretty significant. That's kind of a lot of goals. 15 feels more realistic for him, even if he scored some. But 9 also feels kind of realistic if he didn't score that many. I'm going to go ahead and just go 15 because it's in the middle.
15 in the middle. The answer is 9. He scored 2 in his first year. Remember, he got injured, so he missed a lot of time. And then he scored 7 last year.
Okay. It's not a huge goal scorer.
Nope.
It's okay.
All right. What is JJ Moser's highest single game plus minus rating? So 1 game, what's the highest he's ever got? Is it +3? Is it +4? Or is it +5?
It's only been in the league for a few years. But like we talked about last time, single game, anything can happen.
Right.
I'm just going to take a wild guess and say +4.
+4. It's +3.
I am just right next to the answer.
How many points do you have?
I have 2 or something. It's not good.
2 points. All right. How tall is JJ Moser? Is he 6'6" or 6'2"?
I just don't think I'm going to get any more answers right. I think that JJ Moser is 6'1".
I see a trend. You're going for the middle answers, and this one is also wrong. He's 6'2". He's taller than that. You gotta give him some credit here.
Not going well, people.
How many fights has JJ Moser been in? 3 fights, 5 fights, or 7 fights?
See, I don't think he's been in that many, but he's probably been in 7. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 3.
Okay, wow. Don't me for a loop. He's been in 5 fights.
Wow.
In his NHL.
Wow.
So he had 1, and then he had 3 this past year. So 1 in 2 years prior, twice, and then 3. So that equals 5. But
that was a lot of numbers. But 5 fights, and I didn't get it right.
5 fights with 3 last year. Basically, that's the point. Okay. So he most with the Lightning by far was this past season, and
which makes sense.
He's a tough guy. I mean, we saw him fight a couple
brawling
times
every other night. So.
All right, Tommy, still 2 points.
Still not doing well.
No.
So,
all right, next question. Which defense partner has JJ Moser spent the most time on ice with the Bolts? Is it Victor Hedman? Is it Darren Radish? Or is it Emil Lilleberg?
I'm just going to go with my gut here. Darren Radish.
Darren Radish is correct, but Victor Hedman is a close second. So Darren Radish, he spent like over 1,000 minutes in this past 2 years. Victor Hedman's like at 800.
Okay.
Roughly.
So he's a close second there.
Emil Lilleberg is third, but he's far down there.
Okay.
So
got it.
All right,
that's
3 points.
3 points. Okay.
Against which team did JJ Moser score his first goal with the Bolts? Was it the St. Louis Blues, the New York Islanders, or the Vegas Golden Knights?
You know, this is interesting. His first goal, he hasn't scored that many goals.
No, 9. Remember, so 2 the first year and 7 this past year.
Yeah, that's not very many goals. So I'm actually going to kind of lean towards a team who I wouldn't normally think. And I'm going to go ahead and say the Vegas Golden Knights.
Bravo.
First goal against.
Bravo.
All right.
His first goal was against the Vegas Golden Knights. It was kind of a fluky goal. Like, goalies fell out of the crease type deal. Puck's loose. He comes flying in.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it was a weird goal.
It was a weird goal, but it still counts. All
4 points. Count. 4 points.
All right. What is the most blocked shots JJ Moser has blocked in the same game? Is it 3 blocked shots, 5 blocked shots, or 7?
So has he blocked 3, 5, or 7 blocked? Has he blocked?
Has he? How many shots has he blocked?
Okay, how many shots has he blocked in one game?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, 3 doesn't feel like a lot. I feel like you get 3 in like one possession. 7, quite a bit. We're gonna go back to our old strategy: 5 block shots.
I like the strategy. It's working now.
All right. Let's go.
So 5 points. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, 5 points.
Listen, everybody listening out there, we're not good at counting, okay? So if I don't remember how many points I had, I hope you do. But I think I'm at 5, so let's keep going.
All right. What is the most hits JJ Moser has laid in the same game? 3 hits, 5 hits, or 7 hits?
Now, this is difficult because I do feel like hits are harder to come by. But JJ Moser, like you said, a little bit of a bruiser. So I don't know. Ultimately, my strategy is to go with the middle, but that kind of screwed me over earlier. I'm going to go ahead and say 3 hits. Most hits in a game.
Oh, you should have stuck with it, Tommy. 5 hits.
Oh, man.
He's had 5 hits in the same game.
That's unfortunate.
All right, how many goals did JJ Moser score during the 2026 Olympics?
Ooh.
He played with Team Switzerland.
Yep.
How many goals did he score?
0.
Switzerland played 5 games. I'll give you that.
Okay. 0, 1, or 2.
Yes.
This is tough. This is pretty niche.
It is. You have to really be a JJ Moser fan to know how many he scored.
You know,
outside of a Lightning jersey.
I can recall that his name was somewhere on a ticker on like SportsCenter or something like that. And so I really do think he did at least once. And I think it's either 1 or 2. And I'm going to go ahead and just say 1. 2 seems like a lot.
6 points, Tommy.
All right.
Bravo. He had 1 goal.
Let's go.
I think he scored the opening goal.
Really?
He was definitely in the first game. Yep.
Okay.
And he had an assist that game too. So he came out swinging for the Switzerland team.
Good for him. Good for him.
All right. What number does JJ Moser wear while representing Team Switzerland?
Now this is tough.
Is it number 9? Is it number 86? Or is it number 90?
That is super tough because I didn't really watch Switzerland play in the Olympics.
Fair.
So I didn't see them there. 86 would be wild. If he chose 86 or was given 86, being Nikita Kucherov's number, that would be wild. But it's possible because it's on here and it's always possible. 9 or 90. He likes 9, it seems like. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's just say 90.
90, you think he sticks with his original number? Unfortunately, you're wrong. It is 86.
Wow.
He wears Nikita Kucherov's number while playing international hockey. And it's not, he hasn't publicly said it's because of Nikita Kucherov, but Roman Josi, popular Swiss hockey player, plays in Nashville, captain. He wears number 90. So
that makes
JJ Moser had to pivot. He chose 86 for whatever reason, and I tried hard to figure out why. I don't know. I can't figure it out. So if you know why he wears 86, let me know. But
if we
it's
see
86.
him, we'll ask him.
If we see him, we'll ask him.
Yeah.
I just say it's because he likes Nikita Kucherov. I don't know.
Hey, that's a good reason.
It's a good reason. All right. Which player earned the only assist on JJ Moser's Game 2 overtime winning goal against Montreal? You know what goal I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what player earned the only assist? Was it Braden Point? Was it Dominic James? Or was it Anthony Cirelli? This is the last question, so you can get up to 7 points, or maybe a new total. We'll go back and count, and we'll give you an update.
Braden Point, Dominic James, or Anthony Cirelli. This is tough. I don't think it was Braden Point. Dominic James, highly possible because he was all over the ice. I remember it was sort of a ring around the rosy type of thing. He kind of came around the corner. The only assist, though, who would bring it into the zone? Dominic James would definitely bring it into the zone. I'm going to go ahead and just say Dominic James. That's where I'm leaning.
The thing that got you, it was already in the zone. It was a face-off. It was Anthony Cirelli. Here's the clip for those of you that watch on YouTube. Anthony Cirelli wins the face-off nice and clean. JJ Moser picks it up. He does the ring around the rosy thing, goes around everybody, fires it home.
That makes perfect sense then. He won the face-off. See, Dominic James would have been close because he's also a center.
If you notice, I put all centers.
Yeah,
I didn't know what details you remember from that goal, so tried to make it a little tricky.
I remembered ring around the rosy. I remember...
You just didn't remember how it got there.
No, I didn't remember how it got there.
Which is fair. I don't know that I would have either, except
very specific.
I watch highlights like nonstop. So.
Hey, listen. So I got some right, got some wrong. I think I ended up with 6, which, isn't that great. But at the end of the day, I love JJ Moser. Okay? He's a great player. And I'm just excited for him this next year. I think he's going to be our best defenseman. And... I got pretty high expectations for him, so maybe that's not a good thing all the time, but I do have them, and so, yeah, I'm excited to see him show up, and I'm also excited to see who he's paired with, because I always think that the tandems, the pairs, are really their own personalities as the year goes on, right?
Right.
Because you just get guys like McDonough and Chernak together, and it just becomes a whole personality. Darren Radish and JJ Moser being together was a whole personality. Who's it going to be this year? I'm excited to see.
Is it Victor Hedman? Is it Emil Lilleberg? Who knows?
Who knows?
All right, so we just went back and counted. Tommy, you had 6 points. Not a great showing.
No.
Out of 15 questions,
really
but
not.
I'm sure there are a lot of people who beat you. Still, fun game.
Yeah.
Helps you learn about JJ Moser. That's the goal of all this.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Lightning defense is something to talk about all throughout the offseason, and it's been fun talking about it today. We'll see what happens. Somebody might still get moved, right? Mm-hmm. There's still 70 days before the season, so lots to talk about in the next coming days. But Tommy, let's finish the episode as we always do. We're going to draw from the ThunderBucket. Yes. So we have all these prompts in here. Tommy, you can pick them out. But if you want to participate in the ThunderBucket, all you got to do is follow the link above my head up here, and you can submit any prompt. So anything Lightning related, hockey related, Tampa related. We're just going to draw from the ThunderBucket, answer a prompt, and that's how we're going to end every episode throughout the offseason. So, Tommy, what do we got today?
I haven't grabbed one here in a little while, so this hopefully is a good one. Today's ThunderBucket prompt is, if the Lightning had to play one game with everyone using the wrong-handed stick, who would play the best?
Who would play the best? Honestly... Let me think about it a little bit more.
That's tough. So you got to think through. You got everybody from Andrei Vasilevsky to our whole defense core that we talked about today, right? And then every single forward. You got all the centers, you got all the left wingers, you got the right wingers. Out of all those players, who is going to play the best?
So let me give my thought process.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I want to say JJ Moser. Partly because this whole episode's been about him.
Yep.
But also because he plays his offside. He's gotten quite good at it. That's really the only reason.
Yeah.
But I also think about Nikita Kucherov, right? He's a left-handed shot. He's always on that right side on the power play. And why? It's because he's so good at taking the puck off the wall, off the boards, with his backhand, which is typically pretty hard, like really hard. But Nikita Kucherov is a master at it. So I think I have to say Nikita Kucherov just because of his talent and ability to control the puck on his backhand. But I do want to give a nod to JJ Moser because I think he would be good at it.
Okay, wow.
That's official answer, Nikita Kucherov.
Okay, official answer, Nikita Kucherov. I'm going to go a different direction with it.
All right.
I think it's a player who isn't really shooting as much or stick handling as much, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and say Anthony Cirelli. I think that Anthony Cirelli, he's a great center, right? He plays defensively, he plays offensively, he plays on the PK. Like, he is so versatile, right? I think he's all over the ice in general. And so I think it doesn't really matter what handed stick he is. I think he can win faceoffs with his offhanded stick. I think he's playing defense. He's just using his stick to poke things out a lot anyways. So I think that it's a different mentality, right? It's not necessarily someone who's stick handling all the time, but who would play the best? I would say Anthony Cirelli, because I think he would be closest to his normal ceiling than anybody else.
If everybody else is fumbling the puck around,
exactly,
it's not hard to come out on top.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you could still play close to your ceiling with the wrong-handed stick, versus I think Nikita Kucherov would play really well compared to everybody else, but I think that Anthony Cirelli would be closest to his actual ceiling, which would push him above and be the best player on the ice with the wrong-handed stick.
Good thought. Good thought.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for our episode today. We will be back next week. Just as a reminder, Bolts Breakdown is a free resource for Tampa Bay Lightning fans. It exists in a blog format. It exists as this podcast. But the heart of it is just to help Bolts Nation follow the team and enjoy it more. So subscribe to the blog, hit subscribe on YouTube or on the Apple Podcasts. Whatever you can do to share with the other members of Bolts Nation is helpful. We will be back each and every week, though, and cheering on the Bolts as loud as we can throughout the season. So go Bolts, and thanks for watching.